Israelis gathered at the Ben Shemen Monkey Park to get a glimpse at a newly born Saki monkey, a rare species found mainly in South America. The female gave birth to twins, but one of them died at birth, making this furry survivor the first to be born in Israel. The director of the monkey park says the number of Saki monkeys in the world is declining because they are being hunted for their fur. The monkey park in Ben Shemen is part of the European Endangered Species Program, trying to stop the animal from going extinct. The newly born monkey was seen clinging onto its mother's belly as she lay on the roof of her cage. Friedman said the sex of the newly born will only become known in 2 months' time, when it begins forming its colours properly. Male Sakis have white faces, and although the female may have white markings on her face, it is not as distinct. The helicopter hovers above the ice sheet in Russia's White Sea as a handful of harp seals bask in the late winter sunshine. These visitors to this far northern area of Russia are not seal hunters. Mingling among the handful of journalists on board are the area's first eco-tourists, coming to watch harp seals and admire the stark beauty of Russia's White Sea region. The trip has been organised by the International Fund for Animal Welfare, in the hope that by promoting ecotourism, it may be possible to put a stop to seal hunting in the area. The IFAW believes that by encouraging tourism to the region, it may succeed in stifling the hunting of seals for commercial gain. The Animal Welfare Group maintains there is no longer any justification for seal hunting in the White Sea region. IFAW claims those still carrying out hunts are a shirking minority and hunting seals purely for commercial gain. They say the Seal Watch initiative can stop hunting by offering a real alternative for the local population and boosting local employment. The Seal Watch project has the support of local tourism businesses. The latest figures show the harp seal population in the White Sea region to be about 1.5 to 2 million animals. Harp seals inhabit the North Atlantic and Arctic Oceans, from northern Russia to Newfoundland and the Gulf of St. Lawrence in Canada. The harp seals are closely associated with the pack ice, undergoing spring migrations of up to 2,500 kilometres north on their way to new feeding grounds, returning south ahead of the new ice in the autumn. IFAW says the number of seals hunted in Russia's White Sea region has not increased beyond an official quota of 30,000 animals a year, but it accuses Canada of raising its quota in 2003 for slaughter to 975,000 seals over a 3-year period. Whether IFAW's Watching Seals project in Russia turns out to be a success remains to be seen. A monkey at a Jerusalem zoo started walking like a human after recovering from a serious illness. Natasha began walking exclusively upright on 2 legs after a stomach ailment nearly killed her. Monkeys usually alternate between upright movement and walking on all 4 feet. One possible explanation is brain damage from a flu contracted by the monkey a few weeks before. Natasha and 3 other monkeys were diagnosed with severe stomach flu, and she slipped into critical condition. When Natasha was returned to her cage, zoologists noticed the awkward phenomenon. Natasha began walking on 2 feet. One of the more unusual attractions at the Athens Olympics was that the South Korean zoo chose to support its national team with an animal cheerleading team. Zookeeper Lee Jae-man dressed these penguins in red jerseys resembling those of the Red Devils, South Korea's supporters for the 2002 World Cup finals. Millions of Red Devils pumped up fervour and excitement across the country with their unified cheers and trademark red jerseys as they watched South Korea reach the World Cup semi-finals for the first time in that year. The penguins, brought from South Africa, marched to the delight of visitors in South Korea's mid-30-degree heat. Lee said he wanted to raise support for the Korean team among the zoo visitors and animals. The orangutan and chimp, dressed in a white robe and wreath, resembled the ancient Greeks and acted out a mock medal ceremony on a winner's podium. South Korea hosted the 1988 Olympics. Spanish fishermen have caught one of the sea's great enigmas. A giant squid, 9 meters long and weighing 83 kilograms. A Spanish vessel operating between Fuerteventura Island and Morocco found the dead creature 8 miles away from the Canary Islands when it became entangled in fishing lines. The giant squid is so elusive that there have only been about 300 documented sightings in the past 500 years, and no one has ever seen one alive. Giant squid usually live alone at depths ranging from 660 to 3,300 feet, drifting with the current. It is every little girl's dream to have a real pony to snuggle up to at night. And on Friday and Saturday nights, that is exactly what 10-year-old Carissa Bolden gets. Her white Shetland pony Princess comes in and sleeps on her bed. Carissa has cerebral palsy, a disorder that affects the movement of her legs. Her mother, Michelle, bought Princess for her daughter a few years ago, hoping that horse riding would help exercise the inner muscles of Carissa's legs. And it was a success. These days, Carissa can move without crutches or a wheelchair. But now, she and her pony are inseparable. Princess even eats like everyone else in the household. Although the pony's favourite meal is spaghetti bolognese, she also loves pizza, pies, vegetable, apples, icy poles, and even cakes. The Bolden family likes to keep their pony pampered because she has done so much for Carissa. And Princess is definitely one pony that has won the hearts of her owners and is sure to be eating many more treats in the years to come. Recent reports suggest that 1,500 hectares of mountain gorilla habitat has been cleared in the Congo part of Virunga National Park. It threatens one of the planet's rarest and most magnificent wild animals. There are only about 700 mountain gorillas left in the world, and any loss of remaining habitat could push one of humanity's closest relatives to extinction. In all of Virunga, there is only about 425 square kilometres of suitable gorilla habitat, and the loss of even 15 square kilometres is huge. In wartime, rebel groups have used the gorilla's forest home for bloody incursions into many countries. Despite years of conflict in the region, the population of mountain gorilla has increased by 17% since 1989, and their habitat has largely been protected throughout this period. Mountain gorillas, reclusive but massive animals which live in family groups, are one of the very few tourist draws in this war-torn area and generate an estimated $2 million annually for the region. As temperatures rise up to 40 degrees Celsius in the Turkish city of Izmir, animals at the zoo receive extra water to cool them down. In some cages, whole shower systems are installed, whilst in others, keepers spray the animals with water daily. Zoo manager Nihal Onsel says lots of people come to the zoo just to watch this procedure. Onsel says visitors like to see the animals getting relaxed while they wash them.
Sen dinlemiyor musun yoksa evde anneni babanı? Çok ayıp be. Bunlar akıllı kızlar ve hepsi. Zaten korkmuyorsun ki. Sen sevecek misin? Hadi oğlum sen sev.
The seasonal weather average is around 40 to 45 degrees Celsius during summer in west and southern parts of Turkey. Scorpions will be the bedfellows of a 27-year-old Malaysian woman for more than a month, as she tries to set a new world record for living with the venomous animals. Nomalina Hassan moved into a glass box with 6,000 scorpions at a shopping mall in Kuantan, about 250 kilometers east of Kuala Lumpur. Nomalina showed no sign of fear as she entered the box, and scorpions soon began crawling over her body as she was monitored by medical staff and officials from the Guinness Book of World Records. She seemed relaxed, reading newspapers as two of the creatures crawled on her blouse. The current record is held by Kachana Katkyu of neighbouring Thailand, who was stung 9 times while she lived in a glass room with more than 3,000 scorpions for 32 days. Kat Q, who took the record from a previous Malaysian holder, said at the time she had built up an immunity to scorpion bites over 6 years performing with the animals for tourists. Nurmalina, who may leave the glass box for only 15 minutes a day, was to have started her record attempt several days ago, but struggled to find enough scorpions. Makan and his brother Nanshan proudly posed only days after birth for cameras during a brief separation from their mother. Eight-year-old mother Cyan arrived in Berlin many years ago from the Scottish capital of Edinburgh, where she was born. Her 5-year-old partner Omar and the father of the two little furry balls came to Berlin from the Estonian capital of Tallinn. According to the German environmental organisation NABU, because of poaching, only some 4,500 animals of this snow leopard species are alive today. According to Schroeder, Makan and Nanshan already have their milk teeth and eat meat, but they still drink their mother's milk.